Hi, I am so happy you're joining me for this video. Welcome back. This is going to be number 19. We left off on the 18, which was the neck pull. I hope you've mastered that. That's a tough one, so just keep practicing. I am actually not doing I'm working off, of course, the official mat work Pilates series that Mr. Pilates designed, but I'm moving kind of around a little bit. All schools of Pilates do a little bit of a different sequence, and I'm going to skip about 2 or 3 exercises that are more in kind of a shoulder stance position, and I just feel like that's kind of more of an advanced movement, and I feel like it should be done with a live instructor. So I'm going to skip a couple exercises. So again, the way I'm following the list might be a little bit different than other schools of Pilates. This is the way I was taught, but I am leaving some out. So we are on number 19, we'll say, and it is the side kick series. And I'm so excited about this because it's kind of its own little series, kind of like how we did the stomach series. So it's like about 4 or 5 exercises in a same position known as the side kick series. And so we're gonna break it down though. We're gonna do a couple today, and the next video we'll do a couple more, and then I'm going to create a great workout just of the side kick series for us after that. So look forward to that. So today I'm also going to do a little warm up, and I'm also going to link down in the description box below where we actually get into the actual workout, because I know some people, maybe they don't want that extra 5 minutes to warm up for a video and they're very quick on time. So I decided I'm going to start doing that. I will put the time that we actually start working out. But please, that doesn't mean I don't recommend a warm up, because I do. And so if you have already feel like you're warmed up, you've done something else, that's great. But again, you can always pause the video and do your warm up. But yes, you need a warm up. I will do a small warm up. So even with what I'm gonna do is gonna be a little, not as much as maybe some people need. Okay, so just listen to your body and make sure you're warm. So today we're just gonna start. You need, just a mat is good, because we're going to be kind of lying on our hip, and just clear space around you, because we are going to be swinging our legs back and forth. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so let's lie. Let's just go ahead and lie, sit down, and we'll just start with a forward fold, just so we really stretch out those hamstrings, because we're going to be using the hamstrings. This exercise is going to really focus on stretching out the back of our legs, working our hips, our butt, and of course the powerhouse. So just kind of do a small leaning forward. Let's take a few beginning breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really let all that stale air out of your lungs. Let's do a couple of those. Nice, and then let's just kind of keep our feet a little bit semi-flexed, and just start kind of trying to lean a little bit forward where that feels nice, wherever you're at. It doesn't matter, listen to your body, but you want to lead with our chest, trying to keep more, not arching our back, but keeping more of a straight back. So yes, just feel that stretch in the back of the legs, breathing with it. As you inhale, pull back a little bit, and as you exhale, pull back a little, push more into the stretch. And just keep breathing. Nice. And like I said, you can reach your toes if you're there. If you're not, just kind of keep your hands beside you. And just stay here for a moment. Keep breathing. And let's roll back up. And then let's go ahead and lay on our backs, and we'll just do a little warm up for our abdominals. Let's bring our knees into our chest. Just kind of rock back and forth, rolling around, breathing. Nice. And then you could take one leg in and feel that nice stretch here. and switch legs. Feel that stretch. Nice, and then bring your knees back into your chest. And let's just take some toe taps. So remember, put your hands, go ahead and put your hands on your abdominals. And let's just bring our legs starting to tabletop, and you'll just slightly tap your toe down. This really gets those abdominals firing. Keep your lower back pressed into the mat. Breathing really slowly, and you'll feel each side of those deep abdominals firing. Pick up the pace just a little bit. Using the breath to link with the movement. And release, and just bring your knees into your chest. Excellent job. I hope you're warm. Again, we are going to, I will put in the description box when we're going to start the video for everyone else, okay? So we're going to start on our left side. Whatever side you start on at home is fine. And we're going to lay on the side. Now, here's the key. In Pilates, we have an advanced stance, and then we have a beginning stance. Now, this is where we are going to be today. This is the most easiest for beginners, and even once you're at an intermediate or advanced level, this is a great way to start. If you feel really advanced and you want to do this movement to be more advanced, that is fine, but you need to be really strong in the abdominals in order to keep proper position. So the key here is to stack our hips on top of another. And the key in this exercise, the key is not to have any kind of rolling or rocking. We want to use our powerhouse, pull that navel back towards spine, keep those abdominals engaged. That is going to help you control the movement. Now, also, you don't want to sink in the neck. You don't want to be pushing too much on the neck, but you do want to use your hand as stability. And this hand, we can cheat with this hand. We are going to use this and take advantage of it because you can press into your mat to use this for leverage and to keep your body stable, because we want to keep the top of the body, the torso, quiet. Even our shoulder quiet. The only thing you should be moving is maybe putting more pressure into your hand for a stabilizer. Now our legs, think of us in a straight line, but we're not going to be in a straight line. We're going to bring our legs a little bit forward, like a 45-degree angle. So this is going to allow us to have a much more of a stable stance, rather if we have it right next to each other. So think of 45 degrees. Then with your bottom foot, think of keeping a little bit of a turned out stance with your bottom foot, keeping maybe the side of the pinky toe glued to the mat. So that's kind of, hopefully you can see that in the camera, but that's going to be, you want to keep that still, and that's going to be your anchor. Your hips are going to need to remain quiet, and we're going to make our movement small. The bigger you make the movement, if your abdominals are not strong enough, then you're going to have trouble keeping everything stable. So that is the key to this exercise. So we're going to start in here. You can kind of turn your leg out somewhat in a Pilates stance, which is the leg turned out, because you want to initiate the movement from the hip. Okay, you don't want to use the rest of your body to be moving in any way. So think of that when we're trying to visualize that you want the movement to come from your hip. Okay, so we're going to start hand in place. As we inhale, we are going to bring, these are called the side kicks front and back. So we're going to bring our foot, remember, keeping that powerhouse, engaging that leg, and bring it forward, pulse it twice, and then bring it back. And you're going to stretch to the back just as far as you still feel like you're keeping your position. And then you're going to bring it forward. 1, 2, pulse, and back. And 1, 2, keeping those legs strong. I like to keep a pointed toe. You can just kind of keep a natural point you don't want to emphasize on pointing or flexing too much because we're really more focusing on the top of the leg that we're working rather than the bottom. So you'll start to really feel the bottom of the legs if you're really focusing on the point or the flex. You will see people flex and point. We're not doing that today. So again, hand down. Let's try that together. We're going to bring it forward. 1, 2 pulls and back. And 1, 2 and back. 1, 2 and back. When you go back, squeeze that buttocks. 1, 2 and back. 1, 2 and keeping still. Try not to move everything else. Use that leg as a stabilizer. And we're going to inhale and exhale. One more, up, forward, and back, and release. And you should feel a little bit of a burn. If you do, kind of punch that leg just nice and tight. Okay, now we're gonna go to the second side. We're gonna do the second exercise on the same side. So we're gonna keep that stance. Remember keeping that leg. I always think of using my little pinky side of my toe to keep that grounded into the ground, to keep me stable. So now this one, we're going to keep that position, hand here, using that as stability, and you can use that hand and use those abdominals. So second exercise, we're going to keep the leg on the top. We're going to turn our leg out a little bit more, especially more for this one, and lift it straight up and down, straight up and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's go for 10, 7, 8, keeping everything else still. Use that powerhouse. And one more. Excellent. And down. Perfect. Awesome job. Now, let's go ahead and lift up. Bend your legs a little bit. Hold on to the side and just do a nice little stretch to the side. This is the mermaid stretch. I love it. And then let's just swing your legs around to the other side. We got to stay as graceful as possible in Pilates. Joseph Pilates really emphasized being so graceful since dancers were the first students of his. So same thing again. Okay, so we're on our other side. Make sure you have that hand position, legs in 45-degree angle. Remember using our pinky toe to ground into that floor to stabilize that leg. And we're going to start again using this hand, powerhouse in. We're going to go forward, pulse 2 times and back. Pulse 2 times and back. 2. Keeping still. The bigger you make your legs go wider or forward, you're going to notice you may become unstable. So just do the small movement to start. You'll get stronger and be able to move your leg back more. And release. And we're going to go straight into our up and down. So up, turn that foot out just a little bit so you get a nice glide with in your hips. 2, 3, keep going, powerhouse engage. 4, 5, 6, one more, and done. And down. Wonderful. And go ahead and sit up and take that side stretch to the other side. Wonderful. I hope you've enjoyed this. And like I said, stay tuned because we will do the rest of the sidekick series next video, and then we will put it all together and you're going to love it. We're going to do a great workout for loving our legs. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day. And please come back and join me again. Thanks.
Hit that like button and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed our video. And now go.